Welcome to an episode of 10-Minute Tryout, where I squeeze in a fun artwork inspired by a famous artist. Today's artist is Jackson Pollock, 1912 to 1956, and I'm going to try the style of action painting. For my 10-minute tryout, I'm going to create a piece inspired by Jackson Pollock's famous works. Materials: paint pour medium in black and white, plain acrylic in brown and peachy pink, a 1/4 inch flat brush and a plastic palette knife, and cotton yarn in 10-inch strips. We'll also use a sponge, mixed media paper taped to a board, cups of water, and some paper towel for cleanup. This paper is 11 by 15 inches. I'm going to use the colours yellow and orange in the paintboard medium also. While I try out and demonstrate some of the techniques, such as spreading paint with a palette knife, dipping the string in paint and pulling it across the canvas in a natural rhythm, squeezing paint from the tube, spattering and splatting paint, I will explain a little bit about the artist that this piece is inspired by. Jackson Pollock created artwork that was less duplicating something you could see and more expressing something you could feel. This was done through the movement of liquid medium such as household paint or enamel. Paints that could splatter and splash, creating a really dramatic effect on the canvas. Jackson loved to layer the colours and disperse them in a way that was, as Jackson described, not chaotic, but more of a natural rhythm of movement. Jackson Pollock's work is a great introduction to the world of art. Works inspired by this artist allow the student to explore and experiment with paint and tools in a very open-ended way. Jackson Pollock's work says welcome to the world of art in the most vibrant, colourful, and elaborately creative way. Here you can see I am enjoying the palette knife, and I'm trying not to control what's happening with the paint too much because I'm trying to feel it out. One of the traits of Jackson Pollock's artwork was to see that there was no specific area of focus, distributing the paint throughout the canvas in a way that made all areas interesting to look at. Now for a little paint pour fun, we'll put some black on the canvas. I love the way this black paint is coming out actually. It would be really tricky to do in a classroom, but Jackson Pollock used to lay a huge canvas on the ground and walk around it swinging cans of paint from string and using other tools in order to distribute paint throughout the canvas, leaving lines and splashes of paint that helped express a feeling through that artwork. Let's have a little fun with the yellow paint now and a bit of string. I'm just going to wind the yarn down into the paint, and I'm going to just hang the end of it over the edge there so that I've got something to grip that's not covered in paint. I'll get the palette knife and just press that down into the paint. And let's see what we can do with this that can be a natural flowing movement with the string. Now, you could be listening to music while you're doing this and sort of moving with that flow. I really like the shape that yellow created with picking up some of the black off the canvas, and just the flow using the string. Look at that. Every time it slides sideways you get a unique shape, and when you pull you get the line. It's just beautiful. Now for a little bit of orange. I'm kind of being inspired by the painting called Convergence. Convergence was originally painted in oil. A little yellow and now some white. So far I have tried the free-flowing palette knife, splattering and splashing paint on with the paint pour containers here, and just trying to free flow my line. I've been layering these various techniques and I'm going to continue to add to that. And I have used the string, and so we've tried these different things now. I'm getting a little crazy with the white paint here. Now I'm going to get the brush and just sort of randomly make strokes and see how that turns out. Now to converge the colors and the layers using the side of a palette knife, creating lines throughout the piece. I'm just scratching it through. You could probably use the end of your brush, just scratching the paint through the canvas, and it's sort of pulling the colors into each other a little bit and creating these really cool lines. These lines meeting in many areas throughout the canvas helps prevent the artwork from having one specific area of focus and makes all areas interesting. I'm going to have fun with the movement, just flowing around and moving the palette knife into it. It's quite therapeutic. I really like this. A cool aspect to this style of abstract expressionism is that this artwork can be enjoyed from different angles. Like you can turn the painting around and enjoy looking at it from different angles. As you can see, there is no specific order to the painting, except for understanding that there is movement of paint and tools that are creating this abstract expression of painting. While I have a little more time, I'll try a little spattering, just flicking paint off of my finger with the brush downwards towards the canvas and adding a few black specks in there. I'll also try the sponge, just dipping the sponge into a color or just smudging some of the paint on the canvas. See what we can do with that. Don't plan it out, just kind of feel it out. There we go. And then I'll take the palette knife and scrape some more lines into that. My 10 minutes is almost up. I am having way too much fun with this. So this technique with the palette knife where you scrape through and the colors get pulled into each other, I just love it. Well, that was a lot of fun. I'm calling this one Mini Convergence. You can look up Jackson Pollock's artwork online and enjoy exploring and learning more about the movement of the paint. Now this piece is completed, I am going to take a closer look to all areas and see if the natural rhythm has formed any recognizable shapes. If you'd like to view more classes like this one, please go to Art with Janine Liza on YouTube and subscribe.